Hi, Bishop Peter, and welcome
G'day,
to
mate.
Faith Questions with Bishop Peter. Again, another more practical one, this time on digital media. I just read an article just very recently from Reverend Bosco Peters encouraging churches to make sure their Google presence and their Google Map presence is accurate and up to date, because this is the very best form of digital ministry. Can you comment on that?
I agree with Bosco. I agree with him because I find for myself that every time I want to find out anything, I might be looking for a plumber, I might be looking for a shop that I've been told I can get a certain thing that I need at that shop. I just go, as I know most people watching this, we go to Google, don't we?
We do.
And we look for the presence of that shop, that business, that person who might be able to help us with something. And frankly, if they're not on Google, in one sense they don't exist to be able to help us, and so we look for the next person or tradesman or shop.
Yeah.
And absolutely, churches have the ability to be present on a Google map. So if I'm a visitor to a city and I'm looking around for a place to go to church, I might just look at the map, not just even Google, churches near me. And I look, and there it is. I was really impressed actually. Just the other day, I was looking for a place in town where I was going to meet some folk. They're quite near to the Anglican Centre, where part of the diocese, Theology House, resides. And I happened to notice on that map, it had Theology House as part of the map.
Okay.
And so good on Theology House, good on every parish church
Yep.
that has its presence on Google Maps.
Yeah.
It helps people to find out where they're going to go.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's about contact details, where to go, what you do. You can put stuff on there about your ministries, who's there, who's the vicar, the staff.
That's right.
But also you can have testimonials that can go on there as well, which can be a really attractive thing for people to read.
So the second most important thing I reckon about digital communication is to keep it up to date.
Uh-huh.
And that sounds surprisingly easy, but of course it's sometimes difficult to do. People are busy. The person who said they would do that, keeping the parish website or Facebook page up to date, says, oh, actually I've got to go out on holiday for 6 weeks or whatever. But it is so discouraging to happen to look up a parish website. I'll make up one. St Swithin's in the Swamp. When are their services?
Yeah.
Oh, here's the Christmas services for 2021.
Okay.
But I don't actually know what time the service is this Sunday.
Right.
Or someone said something about the vicar wrote this amazing thing in a recent newsletter, and so I go to the newsletter section of their website. Oh, the last newsletter to be posted was June 2022.
Yeah.
It's just not as helpful as it could be.
No.
And remember, this is not about making the bishop happy with the parish website. This is about the person who might be saying, I want my child to be baptised. I want my child to begin going to Sunday school. I feel like I'm in a bit of a crisis, and somewhere in my background, I know Anglican vicars are always willing to listen to someone. I want to find who that person, where that church is. So I'm fishing around on Google. When I get, hopefully, to the local church, will I find up-to-date information? The answer should be yes, shouldn't it?
Absolutely. So one of my messages around the diocese is, have a good website, keep it up to date. But actually there's a prime message, and that is because people go to Google before they go to your website.
That's
so
right.
it's that initial step of making sure that information is correct. You can have pictures on it, certainly service times. So it might be that people get all they need from that Google profile.
It could be, but it could be quite simple to have, for example, a picture says 1,000 words. Maybe there was a lovely children's event last weekend, and there's a photo that simply says, Messy Church last Saturday was fantastic. 100 people attended.
Yeah.
Doesn't that speak lots and lots of messages to, say, a family that are looking up this website and wondering, what if we try out this local church?
Yeah.
It sounds exciting, joyful, doesn't need a big paragraph, doesn't need a long story.
Yeah.
But there's a photo, and it's this year, not 5 years ago or whatever.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much for your comments. I do encourage parishes to have a communications plan, but I think I will be adding to that and make sure the first heading is get your Google profile up to date.
Exactly. Wonderful.
Thank you for your time once more.